This is a big question. Why on earth would living in a 370 square foot home be the key to sustainable happiness? Well, after 10 years of intentional living, I've learned a few things. First of all, our stuff doesn't make us happy. If it did, then the happiness industry would not be a multi-billion-dollar per year industry. So, if we're honest with ourselves, we have to admit that it's not the answer. The second thing I learned is that experiences bring us joy. That's why we share our travel stories and we remember our adventures far more vividly than we remember the stuff that we bought. In fact, studies show that we adapt to new things quickly. But there's one caveat. We only really cherish those experiences if we have time to digest them. If we travel nonstop from one place to the next, we don't have time to absorb the experience, and it fades away pretty quickly. So, I believe that sustainable happiness comes from living with less so that we can experience more, which means that the key to sustainable happiness is actually pretty simple. It's just to live tiny. Now, you might think that I'm talking about downsizing your home, and I am. But I'm also talking about simplifying your life, living with less stuff so that you can do more with your time and be more present in each moment. The bigger our homes are, the more stuff we have to clean, the less time we have to spend on the things that really matter. And when we're cleaning, we're not present. We're just going through the motions. The same is true of all the other tasks that take up our time. When we're paying off debt, or we're stuck in traffic, or we're trying to keep up with the Joneses, we're just going through the motions. We're not present, we're not living, we're just trying to get ahead. And when we're not present, we're not happy. So many of us were raised to believe that more is better. More stuff, more money, more house, more cars. But what if more is actually less? What if having less stuff, less financial obligations, and less distractions allows us to be more present in our lives and to experience more joy? I believe that it does. I believe that sustainable happiness is a direct result of living tiny. I challenge you to consider downsizing your home, simplifying your life, and living tiny so that you can experience more joy, more freedom, and more peace. In other words, so that you can be more present in your life. Because isn't that what life is all about? Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.